The following podcast is a part of RadioMisfits.com. And now it's time for the Mr. Nailsin Show. The suspect in the mass shooting that occurred on Mardi Gras in Mamou was found hiding like a goddamn coward in Montgomery County, Texas. Hey, I'm Red Neckerton. Officials said they found this fucking coward, Treeland Tyrell Castile, 19, hiding at an apartment complex in South Montgomery County. So they took him to, where else? Montgomery County Jail, where he's currently awaiting extradition. The arrest follows an extensive manhunt after Castile allegedly opened fire during a Mardi Gras celebration in Evangeline Parish, killing and wounding numerous victims. Castile had been on the run since the shooting, but his attempt to evade justice ended in Montgomery County. Castile was arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, 10 counts of attempted second-degree murder, and 5 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm. Castile is being held without bond. Yeah, we don't do none of that pussy bell reform shit down here. No way, no how. You're listening to the Mr. Nailsin Show here on RadioMisfits.com.
Men! I have tried everything to find a man, and nothing seems to work. Does anyone know what men really want?
Guys are looking for entirely different things than we are.
Not my man. He cares about what I want.
Listen to her! I remember when you and Rob weren't that close.
That was before I called the Caring Psychic family.
Wait a minute. You mean you called a psychic to help you with your love life?
Yeah. She told me to forget about my old boyfriend and that Rob was the guy for me. And she was right.
And who gave you that psychic's number? I told you she was the best ever. I still call her. You owe me, babe.
I do owe you. I was keeping a secret. Rob and I are talking about getting engaged.
Most people believe that Captain Hook got his name from having his hand cut off by Peter Pan and replacing it with a hook. Turns out his name was already Captain Hook before this. You see, Hook had Peyronie's disease. It's a condition where one's dick is deformed and takes on a shape not unlike a hook. Yeah, he had to fuck butt to butt, which didn't work out so great. Plus, masturbation was just a clumsy mess.
A local political operative has been arrested and charged with breaking campaign ethics laws. They really got those? I guess so. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it. Anyway, Chun Ping Eddie Lau, 47, was taken into custody in Lafayette. Lau is charged with election fraud involving misinformation distributed during the recent election for State Senator District 23. Investigators allege Lau released false information regarding a political candidate leading up to the February 15th election. You mean he lied about an opposing candidate? I mean, hell, that's what every campaign does all the time. I mean, I guess everyone's got to resign and go to jail. Be fine by me, tell you the truth, but there's got to be more to this. Lau was taken into custody, booked into the Lafayette Parish Correctional Center, and charged with violating Louisiana RS 18:1463, which says, "No person shall cause to be distributed or transmitted any oral, visual, digital," man, they're getting intimate here, "or written material containing any statement which he knows or should be reasonably expected to know makes a false statement about a candidate for election in a primary or general election, or about a proposition to be submitted to the voters. Holy shit. I mean, is this for real? I mean, politicians lie all the time. Yeah, I'm not getting this one, but anyway, no doubt he did. I mean, because that's what they do. I mean, hell, he was probably paid to do just that. But apparently there's a law that says you can't. Yeah, well, that's a new one on me. Anyway, preset bond of $2,500 was issued for Lau's release. There's no further information, and the case remains under investigation. I guess so, man. There's got to be more to it than this. But anyway, Eddie Lau ran afoul of Louisiana politics some way, somehow. You're listening to the Mr. Nailsin Show here on RadioMisfits.com. And now it's time for I Can't Even with Lefty Tuddington.
Hey guys, it's your old pal Lefty Tuddington. And since Russell T. Davies came back to, keep Doctor Who going. It's been some tough years with COVID and everything. And so, there was some struggles about being able to continue to produce such an expensive show as Doctor Who. So after Jodie Whittaker's glorious and amazing run as the Doctor, they needed no less than RTD to come back and, help the show keep going. And through his genius, they found financing through Disney. And it was just, a match made in heaven. I mean, let's just say it. It's true. And so his brilliant idea of giving David Tennant to come back, and all the nostalgia and everything with him and Donna, and it was just so great. And then, of course, Donna's daughter, and then just putting the Doctor in his place. Hilarious. And then, of course, OMG, y'all. He introduces, he got one. My God. Where does this guy get his ideas? I was floored. So anyway, after a really great Christmas special and then an excellent, amazing season for his new Doctor, haters online said it sucked. It was no good. The ratings were low and all this. Did it ever occur to anyone there might be some confusion about where to watch Doctor Who and stuff like that? And, there's a lot going on in the world. And so of course you have to consider the consolidated numbers. And, they're not where they would have wanted and stuff like that. And there's changing things. So you learn as you go. It's a learning process. And, it takes time. For some people who might be a little slow to figure out the genius and excellence that is occurring here with the latest iteration of Doctor Who, So a lot of haters, of course, are saying, that's it, it's done. They're already spreading around so-called rumors about it's canceled. It's over. Disney's upset. They don't want any part of it anymore. Well, then guess what happened? They announced season 2. This is a trailer and everything. There it is. So, of course, what do? Well, you have rumors that Shooty wants out. He's upset and worried about that it'll damage his career. And he wants to go pursue opportunities in Los Angeles. And all of that. And, saying he's already filmed the regeneration scene and it's over. This kind of reminds me of saying it was over for Jodie Whittaker. So when she regenerated, it was supposed to fade to black, and surprise! No, it was David Tennant. That's right. And don't give me this business. That's why the scene didn't quite work, because David
is not wearing the Jody outfit when the regeneration like they did for all the other regenerations, But of course, it's so obvious. I mean, do you have to be spoon-fed everything? It was the Celestial Toy Maker screwing around with the Doctor. That's what that meant. See, figure it out, guys. Good Lord, fill in the blank. So anyway, here we go again with more damning rumors. They're trying to, there's another season. This is what they did. They bought and paid for these 2 seasons initially. And that's why there's no other Christmas special coming. And there's not going to be a season 3. Whatever. And all of that sort of thing. They got to do that. But also now they're saying, Russell's developing another show. And so obviously he's jumping ship because Disney's upset with him and they don't want him there. And so they want him to leave. And Shooty's so upset about that. So that's why he's leaving. And all that sort of thing. It's just, Russell's a very creative guy. He's a genius. And he's got other things he wants to do. I mean, the idea was him to, not really bring back Doctor Who. He was doing fine. But to carry it on and to give it a bit of a reset, it was the 60th anniversary special. So it was, that's basically what it was all about. And just a celebration of the show by giving it new energy. And of course, ultimately, fixing the flaws that Doctor Who has had for 60 years. And that's what a more progressive and forward-thinking man that the likes of RTD provided. And that's what it is, And that's what he did. He fixed Doctor Who. And now it's amazing. It's just a matter of time before people realize it. And you will, it takes a while sometimes. And that's how that happens. People will look back on this as the golden era and really the true dawn of Doctor Who. And, we might mention what went before and that there were concepts and things, it's cool. This is box and it's bigger on the inside, stuff like that, But for the most part, it was this racist misogyny in it. And it's better off to just be forgotten. I mean, come on. I know you had some affection, but it's kind of like you liked your uncle or whatever, but he was really racist and stuff like that, and then that's kind of what it is. And so now it's moving on into a new era. And of course, Shooty probably has a lot of other opportunities with his brilliant performance as the Doctor, showing a tender and more emotional side too, That was what it brought tears to my eyes, I'll tell you that. So anyway, it was just great, and they fixed all the negativity that the franchise had before. And so that's off to a great start. So Russell, once again, has set it up for someone to come in and take over, and that's how it plays out, then all the better, And that's all it is. So don't believe the haters. Doctor Who is fine. We got a brand new season on the way. So just enjoy that, And just, again, don't listen to the haters. I mean, I can't even. This has been I Can't Even with Lefty Turdington. Lefty Turdington is a frequent co-host of the Mr. Nailsin Show podcast on RadioMisfits.com. The views and opinions of Lefty Turdington do not necessarily reflect those of RadioMisfits.com or any other platform he may appear on. So, any comments and or complaints should be sent to someone who cares. A Lake Charles man has been arrested for more than 105 counts of possession and distribution of alleged pornography involving minors. Oh, man. Officials said Tyler Quentin Landry, 31 of Lake Charles, was arrested on multiple charges after they got a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Quentin was sent to a Calcasieu Parish jail on the 105 felony counts of possession of child porn. involving juveniles under the age of 13. 3 felony counts of distribution of pornography involving juveniles under the age of 13, and 1 felony count of unlawful deepfake. Well, anyway, officials said his bond has been set at over $1 million, and I'm pretty sure he ain't got that scratch. Good God almighty, 105 counts, holy shit. How much of that shit wait, I'm looking at his picture now, and I don't know, he looks like he's in the middle of a transition, if you understand. Yeah. He's wearing a shirt that might be a blouse, I don't know. It's got the word cozy written on it. Well, you ain't too cozy now, you motherfucker. So anyway, he was tickling his meat to that shit, and he got caught. Now he's going up the river and all that. Good riddance. Who gives a shit? Goodbye, asshole. Deputies are investigating an explosion and fire that claimed the life of a 63-year-old Thibodeau man. According to firefighters, the explosion and fire occurred around 3 p.m. St. John Fire Department responded to a report of a camper trailer explosion and fire located in the 100 block of Greenwood Plantation Road in Thibodeau. When firefighters arrived, they found the camper trailer on fire and the victim in an adjacent home. So goddamn, the camper blew up and he wasn't even in it, and just some other asshole fucked up. So anyway, yeah, the victim died due to injuries and exposure to flames. So this might not be even this poor bastard's fault, you know? So it's still under investigation, but I suspect someone was cooking something they shouldn't be. Blew up, and it sounds like it killed the neighbor. What'd they do? They left this shit cooking, went outside to smoke or whatever, and then, boom, there it goes. God damn. Of course, you can't expect it to have any safety protocols observed by people involved in that particular activity. You're listening to the Mr. Nailsin Show here on RadioMisfits.com. And now, from Nailsin Productions comes a space opera adventure like no other. Bubba, Stargone, and the Uranus Patrol!
For the Armada.
All right, here it is. Okay, Admiral, what crap are we going to be hauling this time?
Not crap, Bubba, but explosives. Massive loads of atomic torpedoes.
What, you expect me to be able to fire all those on an entire armada? Come on.
No, Bubba, I expect the Edsel to become a massive bomb that'll explode right in the midst of the armada.
Exploded? What am I going to do for a ship?
Relax, Bubba, we'll get you another one. You can count on Space Patrol.
But, Admiral Thane, even as massive an explosion as an Edsel filled to the brim with atomic missiles, even that wouldn't be enough to take out the entirety of the Martian armada.
Quite right, Miss Lieutenant,
Lieutenant Ludi, sir.
The explosion of the Edsel would only be phase 1 of the plan, but it will be more than sufficient to put the Martian armada into disarray. And then Phase 2 would step up. And that's where Dr. Cyrus Lear comes in.
Dr. Lear?
Doctor?
Yes, well, after the explosion of the Edsel, with the Armada in disarray and likely seeking escape, the other, Space Patrol ships will be in position to fire their atomic torpedoes. But, of course, from a distance, since they would be greatly still outnumbered, but nevertheless, through the network of my pinhole wormholes, they would be able to fire their atomic torpedoes and come out the other end in whatever direction necessary to cut off the escaping ships and ultimately destroy them.
Exactly. It's all rather poetic that Dr. Lear is not only the bait for this trap, but also the final death knell to the Armada.
Well, what do you mean Dr. Lear is bait?
Well, it's well known that the Martians have long sought the technological wizardry of Dr. Lear. And they really want to recapture him and have been trying to figure a way out to do it, but they can't find him because we've had him secreted way out here on Uranus. So, thanks to our intelligence, we have discovered there are moles within our own military spying for the Martians.
Holy
Moles
shit!
spying for the Martians? Why, that sounds crazy.
No, not really. It happens all the time. It's war, after all. So anyway, we allowed a leak to go through these moles. And it appears to have worked, as the Martians' plan is twofold. To set up their new front against Jupiter, of course, by taking Saturn, and to capture the long-sought-after Dr. Cyrus Lear by discovering that his position will be aboard the spaceship Edsel.
Well, that's just incredible, Admiral Thing. Brilliant, even.
Yeah, of course, I thought of most of it myself, you understand. Of course, Dr. Cyrus Lear came up with the technical process and everything, but overall plan of backstabbing, lying, and deceit was mine. Best way to win a war.
Yeah, well, that didn't work out so great for you the last time.
Damn it, Bubba! Well, that's the very important element to all of this, as you go in with the army you have. Now, I expect everyone to pay attention to every detail of the plan as we go over it. And that includes you, Bubba. After all, escaping out of this with your lives depends on you.
Hey, Doc, I'm gonna need you to up the dosage for my pain medication. My guts they're in an even worse mess than they were when this whole problem of cramps started. I just don't know what it is. Well, Tag, I can't do that. Any higher dose and you'd be a hopeless junkie. Trust me. I should know. Well, damn it, Booze. I'm in agony. Well, what am I supposed to do? Well, Tag, usually you just gotta ride it out, you understand? I mean, whatever viral infection you got in your guts, eventually you'll shit it out and flush it away. Well, damn, Doc, I've been shitting up a storm here lately, so much so I've gotten bloody. Well, that's probably from all that straining your hemorrhoids or painting your stools bloody, that's all that. Stools? What stools? It's just pure blood now. Holy shit. No, bloody shit. Yeah, but, alright, listen, just hang on a minute. Let me get the exam table out of storage. Storage? What's it all locked up for? Well, we gotta make space for whatever this secret mission is. They're gonna fill it all up with equipment or something. I don't know. Mum's the word, need to know, blah, blah, blah. So just Sit tight, I'll go get this thing all set up.
All right, but oh no.
What the hell's the matter now?
I gotta sit on the crapper. Oh,
the crapper? We don't have a crapper no more. They had to gut that room to give space for the equipment they're gonna put in it. Oh man, hang on, maybe I can find a bucket. Jeez, there's gotta be something around here. Oh no, not on the floor. What the hell kind of diet is that? Oh no, has Tag just pooped the bed on the whole shebang? Perhaps the answers to this and other questions will be answered in the next exciting episode of Bubba Stargone and the Uranus Patrol. Bubba Stargone and the Uranus Patrol is written and performed by me, Douglas Nailsin, with music provided by Kevin MacLeod and other public domain sources. A 52-year-old man is under arrest, charged with impersonating a law enforcement officer after what started as an investigation into a stalking complaint. Officials said they arrested Edwin Silence. He was always the quiet type. Anyway, he's 52 and they arrested him on a Monday afternoon in the 200 block of Sunflower Drive. Silence was a science teacher at Lafayette Middle School, but is no longer employed with the Lafayette Parish School System. Silence allegedly made statements to at least one victim identifying himself as an out-of-state law enforcement officer, displaying a badge and wearing a uniform adorned with an agency logo. Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, in conjunction with the Pike County Sheriff's Office from Mississippi and Summit Police Department, also Mississippi, discovered Silence was a law enforcement officer at different time periods with both agencies. He just, kept all the badges and the clothes. They said Silence has since departed from these agencies and is yet to return several pieces of department-owned property. Oh, shit. This might also be a theft charge. During a search of Silence's residence and vehicle, a multitude of law enforcement-related items belonging to the aforementioned agencies were recovered. Items recovered included an agency-owned pistol and 2 AR-15 style firearms. Silence was sent to a Lafayette Parish jail for 2 counts of fraudulent portrayal of a law enforcement officer. So the investigation remains ongoing, but it started out as a stalking complaint. Seems like he was probably really obsessed with some woman, I'm suspecting, and decided to pull the old, I'm a police officer and you're in trouble, but if you want to get out of this, you do me some favor and, I'll look the other way type thing. I guess. Although, man, he sure kept a lot of stuff from work, So he's got to be looking at some extra charges because he wasn't supposed to keep all that shit. But he did. Well, anyway, for the Bayou Crime Report, I am Red Neckerton, reminding you to keep your goddamn holes clean. The Bayou Crime Report is a presentation of Nailsin Productions.
The views and opinions expressed during the Mr. Nailsin show do not necessarily reflect those held by RadioMisfits.com. So, any complaints and or comments should be sent to @Mr. Nailsin on Twitter, where they will be promptly ignored and or blocked.